Hey there, Swrmers, nice to have you back in the hive. Do you ever wonder what's in your tap water, apart from molecules of hydrogen and oxygen? For some people in the United States, they know there's so much other stuff in there, namely chemicals, that they can't actually drink it.
Oh, and don't drink the water.
A short time ago, we discussed some of the dangers of PFAS, or per and polyfluoroalkyl substances, which are sometimes called forever chemicals. To recap, thousands of these chemicals have been a common part of our lives since the 1940s. They're actually somewhat difficult to avoid as they're present in an extremely long list of consumer, commercial and industrial products, from mattresses to cosmetics and cookware and everything in between. They've been found in all corners of the globe, including the remote Arctic, but most worryingly, they've been appearing in our drinking water and ergo in our bodies, accumulating and causing long-term and serious health impacts. The chemicals are resistant to heat, water and oil, giving them a huge appeal for all of those uses. But they are also resistant to degradation in our natural environment, meaning that they simply move from one place to another while still intact and causing damage. So it was an enormous relief when the EPA announced a proposed ruling to regulate the presence of the chemicals in drinking water. Although several states already limit the presence of PFAS in water, namely Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Michigan, New York, Rhode Island and New Jersey, there still hasn't been a federal mandate. This proposed new law is called the National Primary Drinking Water Regulation, NPDWR, and would apply legally enforceable levels of 6 of those PFAS. Although a proposal at this stage, the EPA expect it to come into force by the end of 2023. The outcome is anticipated to be the prevention of thousands of deaths and tens of thousands of PFAS-related illnesses. The 6 PFAS which will have this maximum contaminant level, or MCL, applied are PFOA and PFOS as individual contaminants, and PFHXS, PFNA, PFBS and HFPODA, commonly referred to as Gen X chemicals, as a PFAS mixture. Beyond the chemistry itself, what will this mean? Industry giants like 3M, DuPont and Chemours could see a flurry of lawsuits directed their way as the PFAS polluters in answer to municipalities needing to remove the chemicals from their drinking water supply. This, of course, throws up the question of how exactly the compounds can be removed. There's no easy solution. Each PFAS molecule has a head, which is hydrophilic, and a long tail, which is hydrophobic, and contains carbon-fluorine bonds. This is one of the strongest single bonds found in nature, and hence leads to the forever tag of these PFAS. Even when PFOS and PFOA are broken down, they form smaller chain fluorinated molecules, which are still harmful. PFOA and PFOS are 2 of the most common PFAS and have long been the focus of water treatment efforts. Some methods which have been used for some time now are reverse osmosis, ion exchange resins, and granulated activated carbon. But these are far from 100% effective. They are costly and they create a concentrated waste stream. Managing the waste is as much a concern as the initial removal. Currently, the only truly effective technique to deal with the molecules once removed from the water supply is to incinerate the materials which the PFAS is stuck to. Obviously, this is far from ideal as it comes with a slew of other serious concerns. So much more work is needed in this space, and fast. It is thought that PFAS chemicals are within the drinking water of up to 200 million Americans. And up until this new regulation, the advice from the EPA was to limit below 70 parts per trillion, or PPT, of PFOS and PFOA. However, science has shown that this was still unacceptably high. Exposure to anything higher than 0.02 ppt is dangerous. So in 2022, the EPA set advisory limits of 0.02 and 0.04 of PFOA and PFOS respectively. What will this new regulation say? 4 ppt. Is that safe? No. Is that better than 70 parts per trillion? Yes. Although these new rules have been labelled groundbreaking, the fact that the regulation applies to only 6 of around 14,000 PFAS should also be kept in mind. So we will gratefully accept this step in the right direction while acknowledging that more must be done, ideally in the near future. So that's it for today, Swrmers. Thank you for joining us. We hope that where you are, you're able to access safe drinking water and that soon that will be the standard for everyone. Stay healthy, stay safe and stay sustainable.